How's it going? John from Access Health and Fitness here, bringing you another not so sexy health tips video. Today I want to talk to you about probably my favourite topic is sleep. I find a lot of people probably underrate their sleep and underestimate the power of good quality sleep every night. Too many people are sacrificing sleep over just watching crappy TV, particularly this day and age when we can record TV and watch it whenever we want. So getting straight into it, we talk about blue light and the effect blue light has on our melatonin. So melatonin is a hormone we produce. Melatonin will help you get into a deep sleep, and then as you produce melatonin while you're asleep, it keeps you going through your REM cycles into a deep sleep. So things that can affect melatonin is blue light. So blue light would be in full spectrum light. If you have like a prism and you shine sunlight through it, when you have the colours of the rainbow, the blue light within that is what can actually reduce your own melatonin release. So things like ceiling lights, so at night time, particularly coming into the winter now, at night time when you're sitting there with a ceiling light on overhead, your body doesn't know it's 9, 10, 11 o'clock at night. Your body might think it's the middle of the day, and with enough blue light it can affect your own hormone production. So ceiling lights, so during the winter maybe knock off the ceiling lights, get low standing lamps. If you can, you can use kind of amber bulbs. So you'll find things with like amber bulbs, there's less blue light being emitted, or go back to some candlelight. Electronics, so TV, laptops, phones. Again, it's emitting blue light from the screen. So if you're up late at night, on your phones or on the laptop, you're reducing your own melatonin release, and it's going to affect your own circadian rhythm or your own sleep cycle. So things with electronics, I know Android and with Windows and all on PCs, you can get an app called Flux. So it's F.LUX. What Flux does is Flux reduces the amount of blue light being emitted from your screen. So it will adjust to your own clock. So as sun is setting, the amount of blue light coming from your screen gets reduced and reduced. Now, if you just go straight looking at your screen, you'll see it's all kind of amber, but when you're using it for a minute or so, you don't even notice it then. So things like with the electronics, get off, don't be having the phone in bed at night, get off the phone. On the next one, like a dark room, so sticking with electronics, one is to get the electronics out of the room, so you have no flashing lights if someone sends you a message, or if you do wake up during the night, you're not going straight onto your phone, and then the light is going to keep you awake even longer. Blackout blinds, get good quality blackout blinds. Now you can actually get like these kind of rails that go on the inside of your windows, so the blind sits in the rail, so there's no light coming in through the sides either. Because you want to keep the room as dark as possible. So in your bedroom, like I said in previous videos, bedrooms are for 2 or maybe 3 things, but sleep is the main reason why you're going to be there. No electronics in your room. If you can get away with even not having an alarm clock in your room, have no light at all, and you want it dark, so you don't want to be able to see your hand in front of your face. Other things for sleep, caffeine's a massive one. Studies show that even having coffee or caffeine 6 hours before bed can reduce the quality of your sleep, and actually can reduce the quantity of your sleep by up to 1 hour. So even by drinking caffeine 6 hours before bed, you might lose 1 hour of sleep that night. So yeah, with your caffeine, the rule of thumb is always kind of 2 o'clock. If you can cut off caffeine at 2 o'clock, even though some people will say, oh no, I can drink coffee and I still sleep. It's not about just getting a sleep, it's about the quality of sleep. So when we're sleeping, we go through maybe 4 or 5 cycles, and if the first 2 cycles, there's like stage 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, then it's 1 and 2, 1 and 2. So when you're going deeper into your sleep, this is where we'd have the REM sleep, or rapid eye movement sleep. This is where you're dreaming and all. So what caffeine in the system does, even though you're asleep, you're probably not going deep into the 4 stages of sleep. Magnesium or ZMAs. ZMAs is just zinc, magnesium, B6. Taking magnesium for bed can help you to relax, whether supplemented or you can get magnesium oil, rubbing on the soles of your feet. Some people do say that taking ZMAs sometimes before bed can stimulate them. Now a theory for that is, it's not actually proven science, but a theory is that some people who are magnesium deficient, because magnesium is probably one of the most utilized minerals in the body, is that when you take magnesium, then your body is like, oh, here's loads of magnesium, let's put it to work. So that can actually sometimes stimulate people. So if people come to me and say, I'm taking ZMAs, but I find it's keeping me awake at night, well then go back to taking, the magnesium earlier in the day, let it build up over a couple of weeks, and then try it at night time again and see if it helps you with your sleep. Setting a bedtime, the same way as any's have kids, we train our kids into a routine from a young age. We should be no different. Anyone that tells me, you're a night owl, it's not. You're a human being, so you're not a night owl. We sleep at night. You've just trained yourself to be that way, but you can retrain yourself to sleep better. So no matter what time you're going to bed at now, set a bedtime. Even if, say, it's 11 o'clock, it means at 11 o'clock, no matter what you're doing, no matter what you're watching, you go to bed. And you're going to bed to sleep. You're not bringing your phone with you, your laptop, or knocking on TV in the bedroom. Go to bed to sleep. After a week or so, bring it forward, 11:15, 10:30, 10:15. For me, I'm up at like 5:15 most mornings, so I aim to be in bed like 9 o'clock almost every night. But it takes time. It takes time to train your body to sleep that way. Daytime naps are massive for me. Again, because I'm up early, I'm not always guaranteed to get 8 hours sleep at night, but I will always schedule naps into my schedule during the day. I know some people, if you're working in an office, 9 to 5 job, you might think it's hard to get a nap in. Listen, go down to the car, find a quiet room, 20 minutes on the desk, and it will definitely help you over the course of the day. And then that's with the naps things during the day and caffeine. You might find that getting a little 20-minute nap at lunch, you're less inclined then to go for coffees after lunch, or then also looking for the pick-me-ups, the sugary foods, whether it's crisps or biscuits or chocolate or cans of Coke. So get that little 20 minutes in if you can, get longer if you can, and get yourself recharged. So shift work, I do 7 15-hour nights a week in shift work. I have my own little routine that I do. The big thing for anyone working shift work is to have a set routine. So, even with the bedtime, it doesn't matter what day of the week it is or, what anyone else is doing, have your bedtime and stick through that 7 days a week. So then when it does come to you having to work nights, you do your 2, 3, 4 nights, but then to go back to going to bed at the same time. Now, I use, I'm not going to recommend anyone do this, but I'll tell you what I do. Melatonin you can only get by prescription here in Ireland, but in mainland Europe you can buy it over the counter. I was away in the Canaries this year, I stocked up. So what I generally do is if I'm working, say 2 nights, the 2 nights after, I'll supplement with melatonin. So like I was saying earlier, when you produce melatonin yourself, it's going to help you get into a sleep and then stay in a deep sleep. So by supplementing with melatonin, what I find is that when I take, if I'm working, say 2 15-hour shifts, the next night when I'm not on work, it's very hard to go to bed at 9 p.m. because in those two nights previous, you're already kind of out of whack a bit. So what supplement melatonin does, like about 45 minutes before bed, is it's going to help you actually just get to sleep. And then you start producing your own melatonin naturally, and that's what's going to keep you in your sleep. Melatonin is not like sleeping tablets or anything else. Wouldn't have be the same effect. Melatonin is good for the beginning part of your sleep, but then your body takes over and you just stay asleep naturally after that. So that's it. That's some of the main points when we're talking about sleep. Please, any other questions, don't be afraid to throw them in the comments and ask. Again, I'll ask you to like and share these videos across social media. I've been getting a lot of good response, so the more part of response I get, the more videos I'm happy to put up. Thanks for that.